Today we are talking monitors. This is the Portkeys LS7P. What this thing can do and what it can't do and why you should consider it, you're gonna find out in this video coming up. Hi guys, my name is Paul. I'm a German-based cinematographer and this channel is all about filmmaking, gear reviews, but also DaVinci Resolve tutorials. So if that's something that you're interested in, consider subscribe and also please consider to come to the Creator Summit. This is a big creator event in Germany, in the German area. It's probably the biggest one that we have. It's on the 17th of January in Bayreuth. We have the best creators talking about things in photo and video, and we have the biggest brands there showcasing their products like Sony, Canon, all the big brands that you know, they're there. So check out your favorite gear there. We also have a huge giveaway. So 17th of January, I will link the website for you down below. But in this video, as I've said, we are talking about monitors, especially about this one here from Portkeys. And first of all, this is a 7-inch monitor. First of all, maybe let's talk about the question which size you should consider. There are also 5-inch monitors, but there are also 7-inch monitors. Which one is the better now for you to pick? Well, I think it depends also on the rig that you are shooting on. If you're shooting, let's say, on a smaller mirrorless camera, then I would say that a 5-inch monitor makes more sense. If you're shooting on a bigger rig, such as this one here, a 7-inch monitor makes more sense. And obviously, the bigger the screen, the more you can see. If you have some critical things in the frame to check, you will obviously see it more clearly on a 7-inch monitor than on a 5-inch monitor. So that's the first thing to consider. Why is Portkeys especially so great? So it's a brand that came up in the last years more and more, and why I like them especially is because of the build quality. The frame is all metal. It's really high quality, and most of them, they also have like this antenna here. And what that allows you is that you can control your camera wirelessly due to Wi-Fi. On some Sony cameras, for example, you can just tap on the screen to say where it's focusing on and stuff like that. So this is really helpful. Another thing which you should always consider when buying a monitor is the ins and outs that it has. And here, also in the Portkeys, you have a bunch of them. You have SDI and you have HDMI, but not only an input, you also have an output. Why is that helpful? So in bigger sets, if you want to go out for a wireless transmission, for example, there you have it, and you just have one output on the camera. Here you have a second one, so this is really helpful. And this is like the thing to go. And also here on the back, they have a little knob where you can set your wireless transmission. If you have the smaller ones from DJI, I have just the big ones with the V-mount, but this is really great also here. The other thing why you might consider buying a monitor is because of the monitoring features that it has. Not only that you can see things better, but obviously that you have some more functions than your camera internally offers you. So for example, here there's everything that you can imagine. Also, if you want to shoot anamorphic, you can de-squeeze it right here. Also, this monitor has the new lock stop function, which is pretty cool because the monitor identifies from which camera the signal is coming from, similar to the EL zone which you have on small HD monitors. So it's a really welcome feature and shows that this monitor is made for filmmakers. Also, of course, all the other functions that you might want to have, like false color peaking and so on and so forth, there's just a bunch. Also, you have some physical buttons here for your 4 most favorite used functions that you can set to. So this is pretty great. In summary, a monitor always makes sense. It depends on how big you want to go with your rig or not, for example. But I think for my work, especially, a monitor is necessary. So I really like the 7-inch monitor. It has 1000 nits, so it's also bright in daylight. And also for the price that you pay, it's really competitive, and also for the build quality that it has. And I think from that standpoint, the Portkeys monitors are the best in the industry when it comes to price and value proposition. For example, small HD is also like an industry standard, but they are much more pricey. And I also like using them, but also Portkeys is really great. So link for you down below where you can check for the Portkeys LS7P, Jesus Christ. And if you have any further questions, just drop them down in the comments below and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Cheers.